life does go on, and life and death happens as well. And so today's topic, I wanted to talk about when you're a beneficiary of a will, what rights do you have? Now, you do have a few, but you have to actually be fairly proactive as a beneficiary to, I suppose, take advantage of or have your rights sort of adhered to. The executor has a whole lot of legal and fiduciary duties on them as executor and trustee. So they have to follow the will. So to some degree, you should be able to sit back and just let it all happen and wait. But when you're not comfortable or you feel like there is, you just need a little bit more oversight, what rights do you have? Well, firstly, you do have a right to a copy of the will. So you can ask for a copy of the will. No, there is no reading of the will. That's an American concept. So if you want a copy, you should ask the executor or ask the solicitor for the executor, for the estate, for a copy of the will. Some solicitors, as their process when acting for executors, will automatically provide you a copy, but that's not the norm or the general rule. It's not compulsory. So if you don't get a copy, ask for a copy. You're entitled to one. Then the will should be followed. Like the executor agrees under the law to follow the will and to execute and do what the will says. So how long should that take? Well, the executor has 12 months really before you can start jumping up and down. It's called the executor's year to really get most of it sorted out. So, I mean, if you don't see substantial movement in the first 6 months, then you might start asking questions, but they do have 12 months to get it all happening. So it has to be timely within reason. There could be complexities, of course, which can take longer than 12 months, but so long as things are happening and moving along. No, you're not entitled automatically to interim distributions. That's up to the executor. The executor can agree to release interim distributions, but they do not have to. You can request copies of trust documents as well. So things that might form part of trust documents is certainly the ledger. So what's coming in and out, and doesn't include general correspondence, but it could include agreements and things that the executor enters into to do certain things. You can request certain documents to at least keep yourself up to speed. But really, it is also about it's more about the executor's legal and fiduciary duties. And so if you feel like they're not meeting their legal duties, you feel like they're not following the will, or you feel like they're not meeting their fiduciary duties in terms of maximising the estate, and they could be slow, negligent, wasteful, they could be charging the estate too much, unnecessary expenses, that's when you can start thinking about, do I need to hold the executor to account? Now, that's not your right. You have a right to apply to the Supreme Court. It's the Supreme Court that sort of regulates and moderates the actions of the executor. So that's your avenue. You can't hold the executor to account, but you can ask the Supreme Court to hold the executor to account if you have real grounds to believe that the executor is not following the will, or, as I said, is being wasteful and depleting the estate unnecessarily. So there you are. To summarise, you have some rights, but you have to be proactive about those rights. You're entitled to a copy of the will, but you should ask for one. It's not automatically provided. There is no reading of a will. You're entitled to some trust documents as well. So that would include a ledger, distribution statements, things like that, so you can see what's coming in, what's going out. And you can expect sort of a timely administration of the estate. So it shouldn't take too much more than 12 months. You should certainly see progress within 12 months. It may take longer due to complexity, but that's sort of some of the expectations to set for yourself if you are the beneficiary under a will. And as I said at the end, it's not up to you to hold the executor to their legal duties and obligations, but if you feel like they're not, that's the Supreme Court's job, so you can apply to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to hold the executor to account. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, like I said at the start of the video, I hope that everyone is safe and start focusing on looking ahead and any cleanup that's needed. We do have more rain coming at the end of the week, so again, watch the roads particularly. Now this video, while I am live, and thank you for those who've been watching live, this video does get saved onto the page like all our other videos. So for those watching later, there's also plenty of other videos on the videos tab on our Facebook page. You can go back and have a look through all the topics that we've done there if you're needing to find a short snippet of legal information on something so you know where to start. If this is relevant for anyone you know, by all means, please tag their name in the comments, or you can share it with them privately via Messenger. So either way, and that goes for any of our videos. If there is a particular topic you want me to cover, please let me know and I will do that. I do this every Monday, and so I will see you again next week.